Hey guys, and welcome to FortPlay. I'm Chloe. I'm Whitney. I'm Michelle. We got to sit down with Major Nelson at E3 this year. More like Major Babe. Did you see his butt? Good butt. You're right. No, but he is a very good looking, very valid point. So we got to sit down with Major Nelson and have a little chat, but we didn't really get to chat. It was more like a Q&A.
Like questions off of Reddit, people just asking things. So we were kind of like the voices of that. We didn't get to have a conversation.
So this time we went to PAX and we got to sit down and chat with him.
Yeah. You want to see?
Let's see what transpired. Last time I was here with Mr. Major Nelson. Mr. Major Nelson.
Hello, everybody.
Mr. Major Nelson.
Just call me Larry.
Larry.
We didn't really get a chance to actually chat and talk about the new console because I was reading questions off
Reddit,
the list.
upvote.
Yeah, upvote. Reddit. So I wanted to actually sit down and actually just talk to you about the console.
Yeah, we're here at PAX. We're talking about Xbox One. Let's go.
All right.
Well, one of the things that we really wanted to, because Redditors obviously really like the fact that you were wearing a spirit hood. So we got you your own spirit hood.
Oh, look at this.
It's a black wolf.
Look at it.
And it has speakers.
I think should we call this liquid black, like the console?
Ooh, liquid
awesome.
black. So this is all for you.
Look, it's for me. Thank you.
That is headphones in it and everything, and it's all for you.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Bathroom, a den, a media room. It's all in here. It's my own fort.
Sweet.
Anyway, thank you, ladies. Thank you. It's so kind of you.
You just got back from Germany.
Yeah, I was at Gamescom in Germany. Wow. That was awesome. It was awesome. We had a great time in Germany. Xbox One went over very well in Germany. We had some great announcements.
Yeah, we heard about self-publishing, so that's huge.
Self-publishing is huge. If you pre-ordered an Xbox One in Europe, then you are going to be getting a copy of FIFA, which is awesome. So we just had a really good time over there. And then, of course, we had hands-on time with a bunch of games in the booth.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was really a lot of fun. Yeah, have you guys gotten a chance to play yet?
We have a couple of games. Yes.
Okay, you want to talk about that now or later?
We'll talk about it now.
Right.
Like we got to play Titanfall, which is fantastic. It's so smooth. It's beautiful.
The funny thing about that is they have to remember is that actually is going to ship next year. So they've got a lot of time to tweak it. And it's awesome as it is now, but it's just going to get better.
It's stunning, and it's just so much fun to play.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I played it for about an hour last week, and I couldn't stop playing. And it's it's kind of like the first time you played Halo. Remember that? We had that moment. You're like, this is perfect. And then you're playing it, and it's getting awesome and more awesome and more awesome. So, did you call it a Titan? Did you wall run?
Yes, we did the parkour.
Yeah, you did the whole thing.
Yeah, the parkour, that's right.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So if you haven't played it, you must play it. Coming this fall coming this spring to Xbox One.
The spring.
I brought something along for you guys. Unfortunately, I didn't take it back, but look at that.
Oh my God.
So that is the Day One Edition Xbox One controller.
It's stunning.
So isn't that beautiful? So you can kind of see the Day One here, and then of course the D-pad, which is chrome. I feel the D-pad.
I really like the way that you kind of kept the controller very much the same. Like you definitely refined a lot of it.
Yeah.
But it's more or less the same.
Feels better.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the things we did is
there's
no battery pack on the underside. It's all embedded. There's actually no screws under here.
Oh,
so you don't have to worry about
look at
anything
that.
rubbing against your hands. It's completely screw-free.
It's really comfy. I like it. And it doesn't feel like there's any gimmicks or anything involved. It's just a really good controller.
No, it's just a great controller.
And the feedback, the haptic feedback.
Now you guys have used that, right?
Yes, we have. It's
good.
gorgeous.
Yeah, it's tough to describe until you play around with it, and then you realize it's kind of cool.
Well, let's talk about the console.
Yeah, let's talk about
exciting.
Xbox One. You can hold it. It's okay. I don't mind.
So you guys have the iCloud now.
Yeah.
Well, you already have. Well, iCloud. I'm
cloud.
sorry.
That's
the
the Apple
cloud.
side. We have the cloud.
I just got
Xbox
I got a new computer. And
Did you?
it's
Trying to figure out that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you all set there?
Xbox One's got the cloud.
The cloud.
Well, yeah, it's Xbox Live, which is, of course, it's where everybody games on consoles.
Right.
Sure.
We have over 45 million members, and really we're just making it more powerful. We're doing a lot of things like Call of Duty announced earlier this month that they're going to have dedicated servers on Xbox One.
Well, you guys have what, like 300,000 servers?
Yeah.
Or something
a lot
like
of
that?
servers.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Well, that was coming out. That came out because you guys were going to do the whole always online thing, right?
Yeah.
And that thing got scrapped, right?
Well, we took a different tack. We listened to the feedback from the community, and they're like, you know what, we really want to be able to have games that are on disc.
Right.
So we're absolutely going to do this. We're trying to provide choice. The way we look at Xbox One is it's about great games,
right?
Great entertainment. We'll talk about that later. Choice.
Yeah.
And
No, you're
Xbox
right,
Live.
because like when we had there was the PC and there's Steam, which is
Yep.
a very similar model to
Great
what
model.
you guys were going to do,
Yep.
and it's a great model. And the problem was, with PC you had the choice to do that, and then Xbox was a very dedicated.
Yeah, I mean, really, it was you could once people have this concept of the ownership of the disc.
Yeah.
So we really wanted to make sure that they were comfortable with that. So we're kind of re-engineering some things to address that, but we still want to make really we think we know online is the future.
What's kind of fascinating to me is that Steam is such a great model.
Right.
And I found that in their beta, they're actually doing the family share plan.
Yeah,
which was something you guys were doing, saying about E3 that people were bitching about, and then suddenly they're announcing it, they're doing it on there. So
yeah, we definitely want to bring that back. That's something that we had to put over here on the side, so we had to put engineering on.
It's not trash, like it's not scrapped. You guys
no, it's just like we did with Xbox 360 and Xbox Live over the past 10 years, we evolved it. I mean, people have to remember there was a time when we didn't have background downloads.
Right.
Or we couldn't, things like that, which seem so commonplace today. So it's on the plan of bringing it back. When, I don't know.
Right.
But we know it's a great feature and we want to bring it back.
It's just unfortunate because the public just wasn't ready for it. But it's not like it's a great system. I think it's a great system. I mean, there are definitely some things that need to be refined, and this is very new and progressive because this is the first time that this system was going to be on a console.
Well, yeah, and it's about console gaming in particular. I play a lot of PC games.
Yep.
And for me, I play a lot of online games.
Yep.
So for me, this wasn't a very new idea
you were comfortable
to me.
with
I'm comfortable with it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I gave up CDs a long time ago as well. Like everything's up in the cloud for music. So this is something I'm sort of used to already with gaming.
And we think over the next few years, people are going to get more and more comfortable, at least in the console space.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So we've got, look, at the end of the day, there is no better online service for multiplayer or for consoles than Xbox Live. Full stop.
The only thing that I really have a concern about, like one of my questions,
let's talk about
is that when I do online gaming, sometimes on a PC in particular, so let's talk about that in comparison to a console. When I do online gaming, sometimes we have people who are, say, in the military, and they have to be gone for a while. And if they don't have that online connection, they can't play that game.
Sure.
So when that happens, how will that work with you guys come back with this?
Well, so we'll have to
check-in
figure that out. I
system?
mean, that may, we may have to do some extra work around that to make sure that they may have to stay with the disc-based system, which we're offering.
So that will always be a choice.
Yeah, so that's something that we're definitely going to have to do. But certainly we want to make sure the military is extraordinarily important to us. I have a lot of fans. I know you guys have a lot of fans. The military is very important to us. I spent a week in Baghdad. I don't know if you remember that one. So we want to make sure that we keep our brothers and sisters in the military happy. We know that they're doing a really important service for the country, and we want to make sure that when they want to take some time off in game, that we're going to be there for them.
Yeah, they have that great escape.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great to hear. Why do you think the public were so anti-DRM? I mean, what do you think went wrong with that?
Not sure, but I'll just say this is we need to do a better job of telling the story of the power of Xbox One. We could have built Xbox 360 version 2. We know how to build that and so on and so forth. We wanted to do something completely different, and we're going to continue to go down that path. We want to make sure that the audience is ready to come along with us when they are. Certainly we're going to have the way that gaming works today, which we're going to offer, but we want to offer the flexibility of digital, which we believe is the future.
That's awesome. It's really awesome that you guys are listening.
Yeah, I mean, that's the Xbox team has a tremendous history of listening to the community. I don't know as if anybody from our competitors ever came on the shows that we talked about, but I mean, I certainly wanted to talk to you guys.
You have been extraordinary about that. We appreciate the fact that you're candid enough to come on and talk about it and brave enough to speak about it, because you've got to be able to have that connection with the public.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're not in it to make a product that nobody wants. We want to make a product that is successful and that people are really interested in purchasing. And it gets back to the great games. And we talked about some of those great games.
Exactly. And I also think that, it's tough to gain the trust. When you're a corporation like Microsoft, it's really tough to gain the trust of your community.
Sure.
So I think that coming out here and talking about this.
Well, trust is really important, and we hold that as a tremendous value for the company. And the relationship that we have with our gamers, our 45 million Xbox Live members and our 70 million plus Xbox 360 owners, trust is very important, and we want to do whatever we can to maintain and earn it and keep it.
So now that we're moving on from the DRM for now, what can we expect to see in the new Xbox One?
Well, certainly we've got these
great amazing games.
Great games. We talked about Titanfall, Battlefield, Forza, Rise, Project Spark. You guys had some time with Project Spark, right?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
It's really
How would you describe it? People say, oh, it's just like Minecraft.
No, I think it's much more involved than that.
Right.
It's more beautiful than that.
Yeah.
It's more like fantastical. Like
I
you
honestly
get this
don't
more
see
immersive experience.
Yeah.
I don't really see the Minecraft. I mean, I see a little bit of the Minecraft comparison
Because you can make stuff your own.
You can make stuff your own, but I think it's more about the customization and making something yourself rather than Minecraft was about there's a specific storyline. I think Project Spark is completely.
You're creating your own storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen people create like RPGs.
It's amazing.
Right, I've seen them create other games. It's like meta. I was talking with a game designer, and I'm like, wait a minute, so you're the game designer of a game that lets you design games. It's like some Inception stuff there.
I wanted to talk a little bit about the self-publishing part of it. Because
Yeah.
I know we've got these huge games.
ID at Xbox,
right?
brand new program.
So let's talk about indie publishing.
Yep.
And what you guys want to do in making that more well-known to the public about indie games.
Sure. So indie games is something that's very important to us. We've been working on a program for years. You know, we announced earlier in the month of August and gave more details at Gamescom that, you know, every Xbox retail kit is a dev kit, which I know a lot of people may not understand how really big that is, but developers certainly do. So the entire infrastructure of Xbox Live, imagine being an independent developer and you can say, I'm going to create this game, and then you could push builds to our consoles. You know, just quiet. We don't even have to be, Microsoft doesn't have to be involved. You're doing that yourself. We want to put the power of Xbox Live and the Xbox One into the hands of developers so they can use achievements, they can use Xbox Live, they can use all of these wonderful palette of tools that we've created for developers. Let's give them to independent developers and let's unlock that potential. Sometimes
indie developers don't always make a profit. And when these things are in the cloud, will we ever see a concern that if we buy an indie game, that it would get pulled from the cloud if they stopped developing or pushing out?
That's a great question. I would hope not. We're not in any interest. We're not in the business of not providing a service to our customers. So we'll have to find out what the solution is for that. You know, certainly, let's be clear, game development's hard.
Yeah.
Making a good game is really hard. Making a great game is really, really hard.
Especially when you don't have the money for it.
Right. So we want to make sure that we can provide a low barrier of entry for the independent game developers so that they can focus on making the great game. Microsoft has a history of providing a suite of tools, great development tools. We want to pair that with the Xbox One platform.
Are we going to see more of the in-app purchasing model, the more microtransaction model?
It's up to the developers.
Yeah. It's all going to be their decision.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to provide the platform, and I'm sure the independent game developers are going to take us where they think the market's going to go. And we're going to go along for the ride.
According to their own budgets.
Right.
That's where the market's going now.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to see.
So like PvZ?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That?
Like PvZ, Minecraft, like it's amazing to see these indie games showing up on discs. Like that never happened before.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
and I feel like, you know, something like Project Spark is sort of inspirational to kids, and I think we're going to see a lot more indie games. I'm really excited because you guys are giving people the tools to make.
Yeah, we're very excited. I mean, we've got, like I said, Microsoft has a history of working with developers. I mean, that's what the company was built on.
Yeah.
Developers, right?
Yeah, so. Xbox Arcade. And,
You know, and something that we said, because you and I had an interview as well, and one of the things that we talked about was the Xbox 360 was a system that sustained for like 7 years, and it wasn't even really built to do everything that it did.
Right, yeah.
You guys kept continuing to build and innovate on top of it, which I think people need to really recognize that and realize that Microsoft is a trustworthy company in the fact that you guys have continued to make more for a system that wasn't really built for everything that it ended up doing.
And that's what we're with Xbox One. We've got a longer vision where we're like, what can we do to make sure that it's scalable? And one of the ways we're doing that is certainly when you ship something, it's there forever. But we want to back it with the power of the cloud.
Yeah, which is awesome. The cloud computations.
So it's infinitely scalable. It just goes on forever.
That's awesome. I'm really excited to see what you guys end up doing.
Well, we're launching in November.
On the cloud.
I know. I'm like, it's exciting. The cloud. It's the cloud and the discs.
And the discs.
It's. I really appreciate that you guys are listening to the public, and I really hope people can.
Yeah, because I remember the last time we talked. Remember the last time we talked, that decision wasn't made.
No, it wasn't.
It was just a few days later. No one was more surprised than I was. Like, really? Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
We appreciate it a lot because we're big Xbox fans.
Good.
For sure.
I've been a loyalist, so I'm
That's
happy.
what I like to hear. Well,
I'm happy.
Hopefully, we're going to make you an Xbox One fan, and we're going to get all those folks on Xbox 360 over to Xbox One, and they're going to see what the future of gaming is really like.
Right.
So,
awesome.
Thank you so much for sitting down and talking to us
at
FortPlay. And tell everybody where they can find you on Twitter.
Wow, they can find me on Twitter at Major Nelson, or they can check me out on my blog, MajorNelson.com.
Right.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. See you in the fort.
Major Nelson, thank you for sitting down with us and talking about Xbox One.
And thank you guys for watching FortPlay.
And don't forget to subscribe, you jerks.
And follow us on all of our social media accounts, or
all that stuff.
It should be down there. We're pretty awesome.
It's true.
Anyway, hope you have an awesome day. Gabriel, bless you.